We'll start here, right on the front. They include this little door, hide your tips, whatever, little door on the face. I like that feature. Here is the front. This is where we're going to place our MIG gun. This is our positive and negative. And up here you have your spool gun. It's compatible with a spool gun. They don't include it, but it is compatible. Let's go ahead and turn it to the back. Here is our fan, gas in. There's some of our duty cycle information. I'll pause and let you guys look at that. They always have a pretty good duty cycle here. These little machines, multi-processing machines from AZZUNO, I have yet to have one quit on me. I mean, you weld all day, every day with these machines. No problems at all. Here is your adapter. They include 110 to 220. Let's go to the side here. This is our typical setup. I like having the door lay down so it doesn't stand up and fall back down as you're trying to mount your wire. Compatible with both 1 pound and 10 pound spools. Here is the typical motor setup. Haven't had one fail yet. These motors are pretty standard on all their units. Do a pretty good job. Now with the manual here, they do include a couple of different wire wheels, 030, 035, different tips. Here's your clamps for your hose here. And they just give you the standard little hose to the barb with a clamp. It works. Here is your grounding clamp. Typical setup. Copper on the inside. Here's our electrode for our stick with your directional grooves inside. Helps keep that stick in the position you like. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the length of your MIG gun, the length of the cable provided, the whip is not that long, but that's for a reason. This machine, if you change to the nylon liner, you can run aluminum. You can make aluminum right from the machine. They have a pulse feature that you can pulse MIG aluminum directly from the machine, pending you change the liner. And this length of cable is by design so that soft aluminum doesn't bind up in there. Here's a welding helmet that they sent out to me. We'll start with this. Super nice, man. Really big, large screen on the face. All your dials right here on the side, easily accessible. Really large viewing panel. And just to show you what it may look, let's say next to my Lincoln helmet. See the difference in that screen on the face. Really large screen. So this is something I'm excited to check out today. It's the first time I've got my hands on a welding helmet from AZZUNO. We have the machine powered up. Let's take a look at the control panel. Now they're going to give you a really nice, vibrant screen, all digital. To our left, you can select your gas, your material, and gas. Shuffle through flux, CO2 mix, CO2 mix, stainless steel and mix, aluminum argon, so forth, right? Let's go to our steel mix. Now right here, we have your synergic feature or manual, lift TIG, and stick. Through each selection, you're going to get different options here on the panel. So let's start with your synergic feature. For those who don't know, when you run synergic, it's going to give you a recommendation for voltage and your wire speed amperage depending on the size wire you're using down here to the right. Today I will be running 030. Up right above it, you have the option for 2T, which is your standard trigger. 4T is you're going to press the trigger, release, it locks the machine on, continuing to weld. You have to press that trigger again to stop the weld. So it's like a four trigger motion. Then you have a spot weld, which I'm eager to try out. And then if you have the optional spool gun, you will select that there, but we'll be using the 2T 030 here at the bottom. So right now we have it on Synergic. Let's go to our manual. So this is if you want to control your voltage and wire speed yourself. Go ahead and select manual. Lift TIG. So if you purchase the optional lift TIG, and this is your stick feature. They also have the hot start arc force anti-stick, and VRD. That is a safety device that they're installing in these machines now that helps reduce electric shock. I like the control panel on this unit a lot. Everything is large, bright, super easy to read. So simple to dial through everything, select everything you want, what function, gas. They make everything super easy to understand. All your wire sizes are right there, labeled. So like I realized for many of you, this may be your first machine. So real quick, I'll show you how to run your wire. Very simple. I have a 1 pound spool. This is 030. What you want to do is unscrew this here. Okay, you're going to look at that wheel and make sure whether it's be 0.8 or 0.9, 030 or 035, just make sure you have whatever you're running facing out towards you. So right now I have 0.8 for my 030. So just double check that before you begin. You're going to lift this little door, you're going to feed it on through. You're going to run it from here right over the correct groove in the wheel, and then right out the front. And make sure that you have a fair amount, a few inches sticking out before you attach your MIG gun connection. Also, make sure to remove the tip. Give me a second here. And double check your tip to make sure it matches the size wire you're running as well. But it's real simple to do, very easy. Also, before you start running your wire, make sure to remove that tip. You don't want a tip in place. You want to feed that wire through before you begin. Now, as I squeeze the trigger, you'll notice that's going at regular speed, but hold that trigger down and it will start feeding wire rapidly to speed things up. Now I'm going to extend this hose out just a little bit, make sure we don't get any kinks here. I'm going to allow an inch or two come out. There we go. We replaced our tip and put our nozzle back on, and we trim that wire back to about 1/4 of an inch. You know, one thing this machine excels at is the ability to weld thin metal. You know, a lot of times people gauge the ability to weld very, very heavy gauge metal, but also notice that these machines excel at turning down and welding very thin metal. You know, for you car guys, bodywork guys, you know. So.
pretty good little pass. I cranked it up just a little bit, get a little better penetration. So that's not too bad at all, man. That's a really good bead, good heat all the way through. Now we go ahead and tack these two pieces together. Well, that was working out perfect. I put one pass and I was putting a cap on it, as you can see. One last look at the AZZUNO MIG 200L, an extremely capable machine. Right now you can get it on Amazon for $230 on sale. I will make sure to leave a link in the description below so you guys check it out if y'all are interested, man. This is an exceptional machine, especially for light duty like body work. But this will crank up and cook if necessary.